Jai Swaminarayan. Let's read the 39th verse or the 39th passage, full of verses really, from the second Gadhadā. It's titled, Natural Virtues. Let's dive right into it, shall we? On Bhadarva Vadi the 10th, Samvat 1880, or the 29th of September, 1823, Shriji Maharaj arrived at Lakshmivadi on horseback from Dada Khachar's Darbar in Gadhadā. There he was sitting on a large decorated cot that had been placed on the platform there. He was dressed entirely in white clothes. At that time, an assembly of paramahānsas as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Thereupon Shriji Maharaj said, "Please reveal to me the virtues which are natural to you, virtues which do not recede even under the influence of adverse places, times, actions, company, etc." Having said this, Shriji Maharaj began himself, "Here, let me first tell you the virtues that are natural to me." He then said, "Firstly, it is my nature that regardless of how much physical contact of the panch vishayas, experiences of the five senses, I encounter, I do not harbor any desire for them in my mind, not even in my dreams. Secondly, regardless of how much pravritti I may be physically involved in, how much thought, when I look within towards my Atma, my true self, all my vrittis, all my thought withdraw into my Atma, just like a tortoise withdraws its limbs, and I experience profound bliss. Thirdly, I have a very strong conviction that God possesses a form. That is, Sri Krishna Vasudeva resides in his Akshardham, abode of light, which is full of Chaitanya, pure awareness, and full of divine light, possessing an eternal and definite form. God, thus possessing a form, is also the all-doer, since that which is formless can accomplish nothing. In fact, so firm is my conviction that God possesses a form that even though I have read and heard many Vedanta scriptures, my conviction has not been dislodged." Pardon me. Fourthly, if I come to know of any person that is pretentiously offering bhakti, loving devotion to God, merely as an outward show, but that person is not a genuine devotee of God, then my mind is not pleased upon seeing such a person, nor do I even feel comfortable with that person, because my mind only becomes pleased when I see a genuine devotee of God, and I am only comfortable with such people. I have thus described to you these four virtues that are natural to me. Now, all of you may tell me yours. And if you want to share in the comments below, I would love to hear from you. Thereupon, the senior paramahānsas and devotees described the virtues they possessed. Shriji Maharaj then said, "For those who are senior amongst you, the observance of the vow of non-lust is an absolute must. If one has a deficiency in some other aspect, it may well do. But firmness in this is absolutely essential, because the example set by the seniors is what is followed by everyone else." After delivering this discourse, Shriji Maharaj returned to Dada Khachar's Darbar, performed the arati, the lamp and flame ritual, and joined in the Narayan, Dhunya and prayers. Thereafter, an assembly of all the sadhus and devotees was held there. At that time, Shriji Maharaj asked the senior paramahānsas, I have greatly expounded the importance of the 5th and 10th cantos of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Cantos are the major divisions of various scriptures, likened to various volumes that can be subsequently divided into chapters. Now, I would like all of you to explain the fundamental principle of those 2 cantos as you have come to understand it. All the senior paramahānsas offered explanations according to their own understanding. Thereafter, Sriji Maharaj said, "Here, allow me to tell you the fundamental principle of those 2 cantos. But first of all, what can be called a fundamental principle? It is that which, when once explained to even the most learned scholars or scriptural readers or highly intellectual people, they would have to believe it to be absolutely true and would have to agree with it. In no way could they doubt, this might not be so. That is what can be called a fundamental principle." Now, of the 2 cantos, the fundamental principle of the 10th is that whom the Upanishads, i.e. Vedanta, as well as the Shrutis and Smritis describe as being Brahman, luminous, the embodiment of Jnana, knowing wisdom, the essence, subtle, and who is described as non-manifest by various other terms such as Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, the cause of all, Parabrahman, Purushottam, Vasudev, Vishnu, Narayan, Nirgun, beyond qualities, beyond material qualities, that is, one who is untainted by Maya, material existence, etc., is this manifest form of Sri Krishna Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. Thus, wherever there are passages containing hymns in the 10th canto, the words of those hymns refer to this manifest form of Sri Krishna Bhagwan. There is no mention of anyone being superior to Sri Krishna Bhagwan. The 10th canto also mentions that only Sri Krishna Bhagwan is the cause of the creation, sustenance, and dissolution of the whole cosmos. The glory of that Sri Krishna Bhagwan is narrated in the 5th canto. Also mentioned are the many different forms assumed by Sri Krishna Bhagwan in various khans for the sustenance of the world and for the sake of bestowing bliss upon his devotees. In addition, all those who abide by the niyams, observances prescribed by Sri Krishna Bhagwan, attain a great status, whereas those who do not abide by those niyams fall from their status, even if they are great. It is also said that if a common person breaches those niyams, they will certainly regress. That same Sri Krishna Vasudeva, who as a child gave the spectacular darshan, viewing presence, of the manifest 4-armed form to Vasudeva and Devaki, is in fact the form of the eternal Vasudeva. Furthermore, that Sri Krishna Bhagwan had behaved according to dharma, arth, and kam, 3 pursuits of life, righteous duty, generation of wealth, and pleasure. All those who narrate or even listen to the divine incidents of God in which he observed dharma, arth, and kam will be released from all of their sins and will attain the highest state of enlightenment. Also, the birth, actions, and form of that Vasudeva Bhagwan are all divine. In fact, Vasudeva Sri Krishna alone is supreme. This is the fundamental principle of those 2 cantos. Even those who have attained the Brahma-rup state, the form of the divine, like Shukji, must also worship and offer bhakti, loving devotion to Sri Krishna Bhagwan. Also, as mentioned in the 10th canto, even the likes of Shukji should narrate and listen to the divine incidents of God. In fact, Shukji himself has said in the 9th verse of the 1st chapter of the 2nd canto of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Arinishthitopi nargunya uttama shloka lilaya grhita cheta rajarshe akyanam yad adhitavan. This means, O King Parikshit, despite being perfectly poised in the nirgun state, beyond the qualities of material nature, I, Shukdevji, having been attracted by the divine actions and incidents of God, studied the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam epic. One should also keep a firm conviction regarding the form of that Vasudev Bhagwan, because if a person has a firm conviction of the form of God, and if they happen to commit some sin, then they will be freed from that sin, because there is always some form of atonement prescribed for committing a sin. However, to realize God as being formless is a sin much graver than even the 5 grave sins. There is no atonement for that sin. Conversely, if a person realizes God to possess a form and is convinced of this, then even if they happen to commit a sin, there is nothing to worry about, because by the grace of God, all those sins will be burnt and their jiva, their soul, will attain God. Therefore, one should keep a firm conviction of the form of God and staunchly worship Him. This is my message to you. So please imbibe these words firmly in your lives. Having given this advice to everyone, Sriji Maharaj departed to have his meals. Thank you for listening. That has been the 172nd discourse from Sriji Maharaj in the Vachanamrut. Jai Swaminarayan.